Next, I would like to present Diane Clark to come up. Diane Clark, in 1986, she walked across the country for global nuclear disarmament. She is called the Mayor of Peace City. She's been recognized as Women of the Month from McCall's magazine. She's been featured in Rolling Stone magazine and is currently director of Greystone Nature Preserve. Diane Clark, please come up.
Yeah!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank us for being here. Because this day will be marked in our hearts more than anything else as we watch the next few years develop, whether it's offspring or getting off campus. We will be marking this day as something where we stood and said we wanted something better. So congratulations to all of us. I look out there and you know what I see is we're a bunch of two-leggeds, aren't we?
Yeah.
Think about two-leggeds. We got two of them. Four-leggeds that walk this earth. We're not like the winged ones. We're not like the creepy crawlers. But you know, we need every one of all those creatures on the earth. But we happen to get ourselves born like two-leggeds. So we figure we're upright. We can look at creation kind of straight in the eye. And because we got this straight upright position, we can kind of look down on it, can't we? We can look down on it and, if we happen to see a beautiful specimen out there, be it a polar bear or a tiger, let's go kill it. Let's kill the biggest and the best one, right? Because we're two-legged, we can do it. And let's put that head in our living room to show it's dead. And that we're two-leggeds with great big heads that can invent guns and kill the things that move our spirit and make us stand in awe of nature. Big heads, aren't we? We're such big heads. We have such power. We've created such a neat environment. We are such control freaks that we have forgotten the basic chemistry of our body, where this holy institution of the brain resides. It's just another organ, kids. It's no different than your kidneys. The only difference is all those little molecules, all that little electricity spinning around up here. All it's doing is producing ideas. And you probably know better than I do that 60% of what goes on in this brain is your own interpretation of reality. It ain't even real. It's what you made up, right? You psych majors know this. But we gotta maintain this big brain, don't we? We gotta hold up this great big ego. It takes so much stress. We got these two legs holding up this great big brain and looking down at the rest of creation instead of looking at how these two legs connect us. How these two legs, instead of walking ahead on our busy lives, one foot, the other foot, very awkward, very unbalanced, how these two legs ought to be standing grounded once in a while in our Mother Earth and pulling up her energies so that we feel a part of the life process that makes us bounce between Walmart and classes and what Mother wants us to do, that we can find our spirit. So what I say is we got to start to shrink these big heads, shrink these big intellectual big heads, shrink it down into our heart center and start to look at life not through our mentality, but through our spirituality. If I may say that, I'm not talking religion here. I'm talking the emotional heart center that connects us to the beating pulse of life. That's where we have to make our decisions from. So you're going to be bodily a little bit cooler in your room this winter because you just want to turn it down 1 degree. That's where you're making a decision, not from your head, but from your heart for the greater good. And while we're talking about these big feet, these two-legged anthropocentric ideas we have. Remember this, that we are all like little children with these 2 feet, kicking the earth, stamping the earth. Give me more, Mother. I want a faster car. I gotta have a Hummer. And when I have my Hummer, then what I want to do is go for rides to Walmart and back. Right? That's the way to live. What we need to do is use these awkward feet. Did you ever think about that? That every time we're walking forward in our life, we're the only animal that's completely off balance. You know, a four-legged has that bilateral motion, and a bird will hop on the ground. So they're always touching, solid, solid, solid. But every step we take is an off-balance one. Pull that into your heart when you have to make those hard decisions about, should I buy it cheap? Or should I go somewhere and buy it and spend a little more? Just as you hear your president saying, we're going to spend more on buildings that will lead to a better future for you and your children, rather than the cheap way. Well, you're college people, you're young, and I can only congratulate you for being so privileged to be here. And I hope when I say the word privileged, it goes right to your heart. Privileged, and that all of you look pretty good physically, I must say. You must have all your marbles in your head pretty well, because you got this far. You must have some power behind you, because if you're standing on student loans or you're standing on your parents' pocketbook, you got yourself here, so you got some personal power. You're our youth. You're who we people are depending on to use that energy to make a new world for what we may have messed up in our not understanding our walking on this planet. You're the ones we folks are asking for, maybe even revolution. Maybe even you'll be able to take your earth walk into the unknown, unsacred, and profane land that might live within America. And that's the land of less. The land where you buy less, use your bike, reduce your traffic and your needs on Mother Earth, and walk lightly. That's a revolution. That's going away from everything that's being pumped into us, from the television to the fashion industry, from the movies, from everything around us. The saddest thing I ever heard was that the good result of global warming will be that we will be able to open more Nordic shipping lanes. Because we all know we need more merchandise from China to fill our homes and stores. We need more trinkets from around the world instead of becoming self-sustaining in our own countries. I also know one last thing about you, besides being cold probably, is that you're all tree huggers. If you're standing here this long, you're a tree hugger. And let this old 60-year-old lady tell you, it's okay. You may get the, ew, dirty. What are you doing down there on the ground? You may get all the, I don't do worms. I don't do the woods. But if you let yourself live your heart, your life from your heart, you'll know that we need an emotional connection to nature because it's our source. It's the very thing that sustains us. So tree huggers, keep it up, because what you're recognizing is your own humanity and literally your own true intelligence. So please walk forward, even if it's a stumbling walk. Even if the direction isn't too clear, walk forward on this path and make this day count. Don't let it die tomorrow. Step it up. Make them step it up. Do a stomp on them and tell them we want to see a change. Thank you.